We've been talking a little bit about the Final Four tonight, and I don't know, is that something you ever got excited about, the Final Four?
Absolutely. Well, I went to Kansas. I went to University of Kansas.
Wow. How awkward for that one person in the crowd who's being beaten now by everyone else in the crowd.
Well, it was, I was so rooting for him. We had a really tough loss, obviously, against Michigan, but Well, that explains the lack of applause then for Kansas. But I was at Kansas when they won the national championship.
Oh, you were there when they won?
And it's the most exciting thing that can happen to a school. It's a blast, yeah. So I love to follow, but I never played. I was always a bad basketball player.
Okay. Did you get involved in the team in any way? You didn't play?
I didn't play. No, when I was in junior high, I was the manager of our basketball team.
You were the manager?
Yeah. And I just...
Why? Why did you do that?
I wanted people to think I was on the team. Uh-huh. And the best part of it was, this was true, this is such a sad admission, but when we would get off, when we go to opposing schools, and we'd get off the bus, all the players and the manager and the coach, we all dress in coat and tie. And when I get off the bus, the girls from the other school would see us all, and I would think they would think I was on the team.
Just because you were wearing a suit like everyone else?
And then I broke my finger one time, and I had to sit on the sidelines. I wasn't playing anyway, but I was so excited because then everyone would just think I was injured.
Just because of a small...
I had a splint.
Okay, oh, that's good.
So it looked like, so I got to just stay in the suit. I can't go out and play.
What about football? Was football your...
Football I loved.
Okay.
Football was my favorite. And I was a huge Steelers fan as a kid. And...
I see what you're doing. You're just mentioning everything to eventually reach every person in the crowd. I spent some time on the planet Earth, right?
I didn't mention...
Someone booed. I love that. A guy down here booed Earth.
He's from Neptune.
He's the one with gills and antenna.
I went to a Steelers game, though, and I was so excited. I got into the locker room. I mean, literally, I was about 10. And
how'd you get into the locker room at 10?
I think the guy that I was with, that worked with my dad, I'm sure he somehow paid off the guy.
Right.
Apparently, the guy that... It sounds already creepy. There was a 10-year-old going with a game with this guy my dad worked with. But he was somehow kind of knew Bradshaw, and then I think talked his way into the locker room. And I was so excited to meet my heroes, truly my heroes. And I'll never forget walking into the locker room, and there they all were, and they were all naked. And I didn't know how to...
This story is getting creepier and creepier. I'll take your son to the game. I'll take him to the locker room.
Yeah, I'll take him to meet Bradshaw. And he did. I met Terry Bradshaw, and I was like, Mr. Bradshaw, and he was so nice to me, and he was taking time to talk with me, but he was naked. And I was also 10 years old. I was like right at the height of... Like you don't want to be.
No, you did a weird thing. You went, Mr. Bradshaw, and it wasn't...
And I reached down.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Bradshaw.
It's
Mr. Bradshaw.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh!
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean that. I followed through
Everything you talk about now is super creepy.
But it was. I mean, like, there's Mean Joe Green.
Yeah.
And then, and there's his ball.
Yeah. We completely understand, and thanks for the mime work.